This is the Phantom, baby, and this is the Phantom in Japantum, baby. So one of the first things you'll notice about Japan is things are much tighter. Take a look at this hotel room. You can see there's basically just room to get to the bed, room to get to the bathroom, and then if you've ever been in an airplane bathroom, that's basically what every bathroom is like, plus a bathtub. You can check out a rock club, super similar thing. A lot of the clubs I went to are basically like a stage, standing room that's the same size as the stage, tiny bar, that's it. You can see restaurant, also super tight, everything's very close together, and everything is very delicious as well, and affordable. Big bowl of ramen, about $8 or $9. Crossing the street in Japan is an adventure. The street's very packed and busy. It's like Times Square, but kind of everywhere. You can check out the inside of the store Don Quixote, which is kind of like the Japanese version of Target, but most of them will be like 3 to 8 stories, just packed with stuff. There's flashing lights and songs, different songs playing everywhere. Very different experience than walking into a Target, but this is probably as close as you're going to get. They got yams. And this is one of my favorite things I saw. It's a bathroom with a sink and toilet as one unit. You just flush and the water comes through the sink and drains into the toilet bowl. Amazing and efficient. So the first club we played at was this really cool place called Pop Pizza in Kyoto. It's tiny. I should have taken video, but I didn't think of it until afterwards. But I took some photos off the internet. You walk down some stairs, you get there, got cool movie posters everywhere. They got kind of pop culture memorabilia, Freddy Krueger stuff everywhere. They somehow fit a pizza oven in there, and then there's also a stage. And we were the only band plus DJs, and it was a super cool little club run by an American named Dan. What's up, Dan? Really cool dude. The next place we played was called Namba Melee in Osaka. Similar, it's down a bunch of stairs. It's a little bigger of a venue, more like what you might find in the United States. We played with some really cool bands that I unfortunately did not get any video of, but they were pretty rad. I won't be a fool the way you know more. The next place we played was called Gamagori Buzz House. It's in a relatively smaller town called Gamagori. That's the one I got the footage of. We played with some really cool bands there. The first one was called Chappie House, and they were a really cool kind of experimental punk band. The other band we played with is actually my favorite band that I saw in Japan. They were called Killer Chinadress, and they were fucking sick. Before I talk about Back from the Grave Fest, which was the biggest show we did, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about just shopping in Japan, which is like a whole different experience. I found out about this super rad store called Video Market, which is all about videos, DVDs, movie memorabilia, mostly of horror and cult movies and the kind of stuff that I love and you might love too. They had a Something Weird video section, which is super cool because Something Weird video kind of gets credit for sort of preserving a lot of stuff that otherwise would probably be forgotten, like Herschel Gordon Lewis movies and a lot of other stuff. I've never seen a store with a whole section dedicated to Something Weird video, so that was really rad to see. They got VHS tapes. They got a Japanese Rock and Roll High School original poster. This is me and the owner. I got two things at Video Market. I got this Japanese monster movie mag, which is super rad. It's from 1982. It's got Clash of the Titans on the cover. It's got all kinds of rad stuff in there. It's all in Japanese, but just the pictures alone are pretty cool. And then I also got this Cat Women of the Moon poster, which it's not a Japanese movie or a Japanese poster, but was just super cool. Another interesting thing in Japan was these coin machines that we have kind of similar stuff in America, but I believe in Japan they call them like gotcha mons or something like that. But in Japan, it's a much bigger thing. You can see there's like a whole room of them, and you put some coins in, and you get a little toy or a prize. It just seemed like a much more pervasive thing. Like in America, you see like a grocery store, and only kids ever mess with them. These little wind-up toys are two things I got from the coin machine, as well as this little monster guy here. So there's some interesting stuff in there. Also got all of these, what are called sofubi, which is like a Japanese style of action figure. These are all characters from Ultraman. And what was super cool is that in Japan, these toys seem like no one cares about them. This is kind of like your grandparent stuff. So I got these for like $2 or $3 each, and these are all vintage from the 80s. I got a chance to do a little bit of record shopping, not a ton. But my initial goal was to try to find some records by a guy who, I think I'm saying this right, is Masaaski. I don't know how to say it, but Hirao Masaaski, I think. He's like the Japanese Elvis, super cool 1950s rockabilly. He seems to be fairly forgotten. None of the people at the record stores I asked about him had ever heard of him and were kind of looking at me like, what are you talking about? I did manage to find one cool record in a store. It's by a group called the Spiders. So I saw the cover and I knew that this would be a cool record. And then I asked if they had anything more like this, and they were like, absolutely not. We can't even believe we have this one here. And then I told my friend Daddy Onobu, who booked us on the festival, that I got this Spiders record, and I was really excited about it. And he gave me a couple other Japanese rock and roll records, similar genre, the Golden Cups. It's like garage rock, or from the 60s, or as they call it, group sound. So that brings us to the big festival we did. Big in a small kind of punk rock way, but bigger. It's called the Halloween Ball. It's in Tokyo. The Adolescents played. The Fuzz Tones played. Guitar Wolf played. Like a lot of things in Japan, you go down a staircase. I walked by the venue accidentally several times because it's so easy to miss. It doesn't look like a rock and roll venue until you get down the stairs. And it was rad. Japan is super cool. I hope you get a chance to visit if you haven't been, and I hope to be back soon. Well, yeah, you might be on a mountain, far away at sea. Wherever you are, you gotta keep it up with me. From my lips, yeah. Catch ya. Never miss. I'm in Japan, baby. Keep rocking.